I first met Theo in 2006 when he was harvesting sea turtles, and I was just getting started on some of my research projects. And I used to meet him in the morning at 4 o'clock, and I would perform health assessments, and he would go through the rendering process with sea turtles. And we got to know each other over the first few years there. One of my fondest memories, and one of the times I really think he had a huge impact on me, and also school children and sea turtle education in general, was around 2011. We had asked Theo if he would be interested in working on a project with us where we tag sea turtles and then place satellite transmitters on them, and then we went out and taught children in the school system. And he agreed, and he asked me to come meet him at his primary school, Newton Ground Primary. So I showed up, brought some plastic turtles so we could teach because he had requested those, and I thought we were going to schedule an appointment, but actually when I arrived, all of the children were lined up in assembly waiting for us to speak. And I was a little intimidated because I didn't have a PowerPoint and I wasn't super prepared. But I remember Theophilus said, we are gonna say a word of prayer, and then Dr. Stewart, you and I are gonna teach them about sea turtles. And his opening statement after the prayer was, did you know a sea turtle can carry a message around the world on its back? And he had such an impact on me because I knew at the time that that project had really influenced his thought process on sea turtles in general, and knowing that they were very migratory and it was important for us to save them and to teach children about them. And I would say some of his major impacts have been educating others. And he started with children that day, and he's taught ecotourists, he's taught our staff. So I think he's always educating. That's one of his major impacts. I guess one of my most fond memories with Theo was actually very recent because it was just last year, and we were on night patrols during leatherback nesting season, and my daughter Jessie was out, and we had a leatherback come up, and she got to actually see her first leatherback with Theophilus and Gary, and Theo taught her all about it, and it was a pretty amazing experience for both of us at that time for her to be able to go through that with him. Theo is incredibly dedicated, and he has a very strong work ethic, and I think that's one of the things that's really stuck with all of us. I know if I'm out and about doing something in the morning around 5:30 or 6 in Frigate Bay, I'm very likely to see Theo headed over for patrols. You know, you can depend on him to be out and doing everything that is required of his job, and he doesn't miss a day if he can help it. Sometimes sea turtle conservation can be challenging. Field work is challenging. You're met with a lot of different obstacles, and Theo encourages me to keep going. I know sometimes I need that, and our crew really helps keep things pushing, and I would say Theo is definitely an inspiration along those lines, and he definitely keeps me pushing forward and keeping the project moving for sure.
I think that Theo is a very hard-working person, and one day I would like to be like you.
Theo is a wonderful mentor. He's a wonderful person. He is a great worker, hard worker, and I like to be more successful like him.
In my time working with Theo, I started 2009, and as I said, I was a security officer, and working along with Theo made me add being a consultant. So he inspired me to learn more about sea turtles, and sometimes I also lead tours, so he changed my life a lot. Well, there are a lot of good memories that I have. One, I remember walking on the north end where we had to move a net because it was too close to surf. And while we were walking, a big wave came in and washed us almost to the ocean. And it was just fun and happiness seeing us scrabbling to get the eggs out the water and get them to a dry area. So that was one of the memorable moments. Tell me the kind of person that he is. He's just not work for money. He goes beyond. So that's one thing I learned about him, and I try to put that in my everyday officer life. I would like to impart on him for him to continue in his work, aspire for more, and also reach out and teach more people about the Seattle Monetary Network.
Gary Buckles, and I have been an international volunteer to the St. Kitts Sea Turtle Monitoring Network for 15 years. It's been an experience, met some great people. The country's great, the people in the country are great, and I've watched things change over the time. Conservation is picking up, and we've got somebody that really has added to that feeling that conservation is picking up, and that's Theo. I mean, what can you say? You get a man who made his living out of fishing, taking sea turtles, harvesting sea turtles, who now thinks we need to protect those sea turtles and has really gone above and beyond, not only with us on the program, but what he does with the children on the island and adults his age. He enjoys it, and it's a pleasure talking to him. And you can learn things not only about the turtles from him, but learn things about the island. That's why I like coming and talking to the residents. You can learn if you listen. And with Theo, if you listen, you can learn a lot. And where I think his real value is the people he talks to will listen to him and take what he has to say at heart. He can't ask for anything better than that. Just a great human being. Thank you, Theo.
My name is Tricia King. I'm a marine biologist, and I'm also the creative director of the Angelique Dance Company. We have done several projects dealing with the marine environment. So our connection with the Seattle Monitoring Network has been through that process, and it has been happening for about over 10 years, actually. As a marine biologist in my work role, I've also been in connection with the Seattle Monitoring Network because, of course, with turtle patrols, turtle monitoring, data collection, awareness, everything. So I have a very integrated relationship with the Seattle Monitoring Network. So Theo is a very inspiring character because one of the things he represents is transformation through knowledge, through education. And so it goes just beyond when we do a KAB, which is knowledge, attitude, and behavior. He's literally a walking testament of that. So it goes from just knowing something, just changing your attitude, but living out the behavior becomes a culture. And so the culture of turtle conservation has been a testament of Theo's, and it has been really inspiring. We are blessed to actually know him because sometimes you know stories about persons, but you never actually interacted with them. You don't actually know them. So you know him and you know it's real, it's genuine. And we just really, thank God for that opportunity to get to actually know a hero, a real life hero. So when we have to do awareness stuff, there is this one picture that if I find any, I just find every reason to use it, and it's real. Theo has a juvenile turtle in his hand, and just the shape of his hand. So I'm also an artist, so just the shape, the contours of his hand, like it's super nurturing, but also strong. Like it has all these, it makes you feel emotions, and just him holding that delicate life in his hand and representing just the future, right? And sustaining life, and it's so impactful. And so I try to put it in everything, especially when it comes to turtle conservation, because we want that messaging that picture represents to extend beyond our waters. Theo, just thank you for being able to live out that real world inspiration. Sometimes we find that persons are that genuine, and that's not you. You're genuine. You really enjoy it. You really reach out to the community, you really reach out to children, you really reach out to other adults. You show us that even when we're doing awareness, we don't have to just focus on kids or just focus on, we can focus on all ages, because at any point there's somebody who could impact our goal of turtle conservation and just doing better for our marine environment and for our society.
My name is Therese Ambrose Vasils. I am a general member of the SDC Sustainable Destination Council, but in the Ministry of Tourism, I am the Tourism Research Officer. The conservation of our natural resources is a significant selling point for visitors coming to St. Kitts and Nevis. And having these people, locals who know the ins and outs of all that's happening in the coastline and be able to share the story with the visitors is something that we consider significant for us. I will just like to tell him to continue the good work. I'm hoping that everyone will see this as an inspiration that we can all do better, and he goes further in his research and whatever he's doing to conserve the environment.
My name is Daniel Taylor Williams, and I am the chairperson of the St. Kitts Sustainable Destination Council. I am also with the Ministry of Tourism as the Assistant Permanent Secretary. What resonates with me is the fact that Theo, for many years, would have been a fisherman who would have caught turtles, to have now been transformed to someone who looks at the conservation of turtles. I see it as a sort of rags to riches story, but in terms of the riches being conservation and riches of the earth. I really appreciate what he has done. I can remember one incident where he was telling a story of a turtle that had been caught. Its head was off, but yet it was able to snap a metal spoon in two. That just shows you how strong their jaws are. And for me especially, being a tailor, and him being a tailor, this was tailor-made. Thanks.
On behalf of the St. Kitts and Nevis Quincy's, the Liverpool Institute, and the Caribbean Youth Environment Network, I would like to extend a congratulations to Mr. Theo on his hard work in the field of conservation, in particular the turtles, as we know that the turtles have been doing a good job for us, and every effort must be made to preserve these turtles. Congratulations, Theo.
My favorite memory is Theo. That's my dad. So I would have a million. But, growing up as a kid, we didn't really live together, but we had times together. He would take me fishing, so I know to line fish. The memories would go on, but we'd cut it short for now. He used to hunt sea turtles back then. I had a lot of it. But, time has changed, and he's now with us doing turtle research and turtle monitoring, so he don't hunt turtles anymore. It takes me a longer time to see a turtle, and I just don't see them anymore unless I might be seeing it in a book or on the TV, but I know they're around someplace.
Always good friends, really good friends. Well, he inspired me greatly. A great lot I must say. But sometimes everybody had the ways, the down and the ups. But he's a very good fella. Well, he showed kindness, compassion, and love. He loved people, and he loved to do things. He loved to use his hands. To me, he does a great job. For I myself just go with him when I was much stronger. He showed me the ropes, showed me the little turtles, and so when they hatch, some step back in the nest, and he'd have to take them out and bring them, either carry them down where Kimberly work, and sometimes he bring them home, so till in the afternoon, when sunset, he'll carry them to the nearest seashore and let them go. Sometimes we work with the children, they could show them what is turtle monitoring and so forth. He's very inspirational, you know. Work properly. And he loves it. He loves his job, yeah, very much. And he helps many people who get a job in the turtle monitoring. He helps them a lot. And they get more knowledge of the sea and the turtles and what they're for and how they're situated and everything.
You walking on the beach, whether in the day to monitor or at night, it's comfortable to me and satisfactory to me, for it's good for a reason. Proper reason it's good for. To see, understand, learn, and to know. It's important to me that we're going first we start here to keep the generation of the turtle going up in the water and not to knock them out on this issue, because we have children who go on the beach and meet young hatchling and do all kind of wrong thing with them. So I was feeling proud enough to get involved with these children, these school children in my village, to tell them to not play with these young hatchlings. Do not stone one another, and do not just take them and throw them in the water, because they're going to damage them, and the birds going to do them as they like, because the young turtle have no control already going back to the water. The hatchling have no control. They're just on their own, and they would get destroyed, because only 1 out of 1,000 might survive. So the children them listen to me correctly, and when they go on the beach and they meet a little turtle, they'll come up in the video and they will tell me about it, and I ask them what they do with it, and so some they'll bring it up in there and I take it from them, carry it back, and I told them about the plastic especially. Do not litter the plastic on the shoreline, because the plastic go back into the water and it damage big turtle and small turtle, because it seems like a jellyfish, and that's the nature of the leatherback especially. It's very important for your kids at school, their neighborhood children, other people, even to the teacher in the school. When you tell your kids about turtle at home, they go home and they tell the teacher, well, somebody was telling me about turtle. Mommy is so, daddy is so. They will say, I don't know, ask the teacher again, and then they would ask somebody again, and they will get on from there. They will get a good understanding. Sometimes they meet me on the road and ask me, how do you smell a turtle? I'm born on the land. They say he cannot born in the sea because he does not lay his eggs in the sea. He lay his eggs on the land, and they hatch on the land, and they go back to the sea. And I say, do not worry with all your old parents telling all you some just come land turtle, some come sea turtle, some come wild hog, and some come wild pig, because I got people out here telling the children this kind of thing, but I tell them nothing goes so. A sea turtle born a sea turtle, they go to the sea. A land turtle is a different tribe, a different breed, they stay on the land. But the sea turtle is plenty different. Plenty different. The title are turtle, but they are different. D-I-F-F-R-E-N-T.
How do you feel about the... What was it like playing it here?
Well, as I just used this remarks, I feel like the fresh air, which is blowing right now here with us. Feel good, because I know one day at a time I know something would have come my way. I had the feeling all the time something going to happen one day. And here it's happening right now, today. I had a good feeling, and I did lively. I didn't feel no back down. Sometime at home at night time and I have to, like I say, this afternoon I might have to go on the beach tonight. I just say, well, I got to go. I got to be there. I want to be there. Because it is an education for me. The more I see, is the more I learn. You ain't gonna come and tell me learn that for me. I'm not taking it so. I see, then I program it. It's mean to me a lot, and the whole country, the whole generation. Because it's something we lifting up. It's a part of education we are rising up to study and go forward with. You cannot take it down. You got to get it uprise. Up. Got to get it floating. And we'll go through. And I think we'll make it sure. Well, I will say to them outside here who listening and what going become one day for them input. Just put their hand to the wheel and get there because it's something good. Don't let it go down, it's something good because it's Dr. Stewart. I could boast today is she got me here where I is and where I reach. Because she tell me, she talk to me, she give me some little classes me and she alone sit down by table. And she give me the idea and the right track to follow. And I did so, I take my time and I follow them. And I'm walking decent inside of them now, nice and polite, and feel proud.
Hi, Theo. We love you.
Thank you, Theo.
Thank you, Theo.
Thank you, Theo. I mean, what else is there to say about his whole thing? But it's all about Theo. Who deserves it most? Theo.
Thank you, Theo.
Thank you, Theo.
Thank you, Theo.
Yes, Mr. Taylor. Theo, I would like to say many thanks to you and congratulations to you on your monitoring of the turtles. You're doing a good job. I appreciate and as well as sure the committee appreciate it too. So I'm glad. And I'm glad I used to go with you so that I could see and help do the ropes and everything. So I'm pleased about it and I'm so glad for you. And all the best in the days to come behind. Have a great day.
Theo, thank you for all of your work. Please keep going with us. I'm going to get emotional about this because we've been together for so long working with turtles, and I'm so proud of you and this accomplishment. It's absolutely amazing that you won this award. And I don't know how many parting words I really have because I feel like I get so much encouragement from you. But I would say please just hang in there with us and let's keep pushing. We'll get that Sea Turtle Rehabilitation Center going, and we'll just keep making progress and continue making changes for sea turtles for the better in St. Kitts and Nevis.